our dear new students. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to Uganda Christian University, a center of excellency in the heart of Africa. My name is Razak Tibakuno. I serve here at UCU in the position of Manager for Academic Affairs. And today, I'll be taking you through some of the academic regulations. You can call them guidelines. A regulation or a guideline is a document that is going to help you appreciate or understand how you're supposed to do things at UCU, what you're supposed to do, and what you're not supposed to do. But the bottom line is, my area of emphasis is academics. So I'll begin with the fact that there is going to be an assessment trying to test you if you're understanding whatever you're being taught in class. So it's in our regulations, in our policies, that all students that are admitted to Uganda Christian University are assessed. So during this time as you're undertaking your particular program, please expect to be tested anytime. And like you look at the academic regulations, the assessment is continuous. So you'll be given, could be a test which is a group test. It could be a test which is individual, and this will continue until you are about to sit for exam. So you may not have a particular month where you're going to have these assessments, but be prepared that when the learning starts, maybe every after a week, you're going to be tested on what you're learning. I wish to note that under the assessment, we call it coursework, okay? And the coursework contributes 50% to your end of semester mark. So for example, if you're doing a course called Bachelor of Business Administration, then the coursework, the continuous assessment, is going to be out of 50%. So I encourage you that once the lecturer, once the teaching assistant has given you an assignment, please do it with all your heart, body, and soul, because that assignment, that continuous assessment is going to contribute 50% to your final mark in that particular paper. There are programs which are a little bit unique. For example, the Bachelor of Laws. The continuous assessment is out of 30. So once you're given a coursework, an assignment, this could be weekly. Please, as you're doing that, note that all those assignments, that assignment is going to contribute 30% to your final mark at the end of the semester if you are a law student. But also, we have university examinations. Now, these are not very different from what you are doing at high school, O-level, and primary. So do not fear, and no one should tell you that the university exams are different, okay? The way you have been preparing for the exams is how you should prepare for the exams when you come here. Ensure that you involve yourselves in group discussions. Now that we are doing online learning, I encourage you to meet virtually for these discussions, okay? Create a Zoom meeting and discuss a particular topic. Create a Zoom meeting and discuss, a particular course unit. Now, these discussions are going to help you so much in preparing for the exam. Now, the exam contributes 50% of the final mark. So we did say that the continuous assessment or coursework contributes 50, so even the exam contributes 50. So when you have a mark in the coursework and the exam, we shall combine that and assess you out of 100. Now, for the particular or special programs that I talked about, for example, law, the exam will be out of 70. But bottom line is that as you're learning online, please expect an exam at the end of the semester. Now, in our regulations, there is a clear guidance on attendance. It is a must here at Uganda Christian University that you're supposed to attend classes. It is not enough for you to pay your tuition. It is not enough for you to register as a student. We also require you to attend all your classes. In fact, even if you have paid all your tuition, you have registered, but you have not attended classes, you will not qualify to sit for the exams. So friends, brothers and sisters, I encourage you that please ensure that you attend the classes. Currently, we are doing online classes, so you will be expected to log on to the big blue button, or alternatively, a Zoom class. Ensure that you have proper network to attend these classes, because it is going to determine whether you qualify to sit for the exams or not. Now, in the new normal, things have a little bit changed. Instead of you really only getting your topics of study from the lecturer when you're in class, okay, or on Zoom at the same time, we're encouraging our students, and we have also encouraged your lecturers, that all classes will be pre-recorded. What does that mean? Before a lecturer comes to class, he's going to record a short video of the topic that he's going to teach you, for example, tomorrow. And in this video, the lecturer is going to explain that topic very well, and is going to even give you a few areas for you to read or to do further reading. Now, the lecturer is going to upload that video on our e-learning platform called Moodle. So before you go for the class tomorrow, we expect you to log on to Moodle and watch this video. You can watch it in the morning, you can watch it in the night, anytime that you feel comfortable. Now, the next day when you come for class, it is going to be an interactive class where the lecturer or the teaching assistant is simply getting feedback from you regarding the video that he posted on the e-learning platform. So ensure that you attend this class, because feedback is very important. In that class, the lecturer will also emphasize a few things in that particular topic. So I encourage you to attend your classes. In fact, in our regulations, when you come into the class 15 minutes late, okay, the lecturer may ask you to step out. Even in the online learning, okay, things have changed. This is the new normal. Please ensure that if you're logging into the class, the big blue button, and I know someone is going to come and talk about the big blue button and the e-learning, or if you're going to log on to Zoom for a class, ensure that you're there in time. Otherwise, you may be sent out of class. So class attendance is very, very important. Now, here at UCU, our intention is to create a complete person. We want you at the end of your course to come out as a person who is complete in every area. So you're going to find that among the things that you're going to be studying this semester or in UCU, there is something called foundational course units. And these are in the different faculties. You'll find course units like Old Testament, New Testament, writing and study skills, health and holiness. Now, these are going to help you appreciate and understand some of these areas on top of what you're supposed to cover as core in that particular course of yours. We are going to train you how to write properly. We are going to train you how to revise, how to, write essays, because these may not be incorporated in the other cores that you're doing. So foundational course units are very important. Things like basic computing. You have come here to pursue, for example, a Bachelor of Laws. But how often do you interface with a computer? Do you know all the functions that are required when you're making a PowerPoint presentation? Do you know how to use the different functions on a computer? So on top of the course units you're going to study, you'll have a foundational course unit called basic computing and all the others. So please prepare for that. There's something called internship. In your course that you have been admitted for, at some point you'll go for what we call internship. And in internship, they are simply trying to test your practical skills in regards to that course. Okay? So if you're doing an engineering course, you will go to do internship with an engineering firm, a construction company. If you're doing a Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance, you'll be required, for example, to do internship with an auditing firm or something related to that. If you're a lawyer, then you'll be required at some point in this course that you're doing to go and do internship with a law firm. And this actually contributes to your final assessment. So, as UCU, we are trying to train a complete person. So on top of the theory that we are going to give you in class, we are going to train you on the practical aspects on the ground. So please prepare for that. We have a grading system, and you should note that each course unit, each subject is going to be graded out of 100. And all these details that I'm talking about can be found on our website. You can log on and look at the academic regulations, okay? Now, we have students that may have issues. For example, a student has failed at least 2 courses in a semester, okay? Now, that student is going to be put on what we call probation for at least 2 semesters until they complete the course units or the subjects that they failed. So once you have failed a subject or 2 subjects, okay, you will fall under the category of students on probation, that we are allowing you to proceed. However, we are saying that you have to redo those course units and finish them. Then there's something that we call discontinuation, okay? And you need to be very, very, very careful. So a student, when you look at our regulations, I will read it verbatim, that a student shall normally be required to discontinue his or her studies if he or she fails the university examinations after the 3rd attempt. Okay? What do they mean? They are simply telling us that once you have done your examinations and you have failed, then after failing, you try the 2nd attempt, you again fail. Then you do the 3rd attempt and you fail. You may be discontinued from the program. So I encourage you, friends, that once you join university, you need to put in all effort to ensure that you pass your coursework and your exams. No one should tell you that when you reach university, it is time for you to relax. It is time for you to watch movies. You must balance your time and ensure that you don't fall under these categories. You don't want to be discontinued. Okay? Make sure that you prepare for the exams. So the details will be, you could get them from the website. There's something called Retake. What is a Retake? Once you fail a course unit, once you do not score at least 50% in a course unit, at university we say you have a retake. And there is a minimum number of retakes that you can have and proceed. So where you have so many retakes, okay, we may actually ask you not to continue to the next semester. So please avoid retakes. And like colleagues will tell you, okay, there is a minimum mark that we require you to attain in the coursework or continuous assessment, but also a minimum mark in the exam. So ensure that you perform in the continuous assessment very well and the exam very well. You really don't need to get a retake. So that is very, very important. We also have a guideline on dissertations. What is a dissertation? In simple terms, a dissertation is a paper that you write, okay, at some point in your program. You may be required to do research and then write a paper out of your research. And the faculty deans, okay, will be guiding you more on dissertation. But I wish to just point out that we have a guideline on this subject called dissertation. Who should approve your topic? Okay, how are you supposed to conduct this thing called dissertation? So prepare to do research on a topic of your choice, okay, once you're here at the university. We have talked about examinations, but I wish to emphasize a few things on examinations. It is very important for you to note that under our regulations, under our guidelines, okay, no student will be admitted to any examination unless they are registered students of the university. So, as you're preparing for exams this semester, friends, please ensure that you register. What do we mean by registering? Okay, make sure you have paid your tuition, make sure you have registered. Otherwise, even with the online learning, okay, your exam may not be received and graded if you have not registered. But also, for you to qualify to sit for the exam, like I did mention earlier, you must have attended your classes. So, very, very, very important. I also wish to note that there is something called Agrotech. UCU is the best place that you can ever be because we have guidelines on everything. The framers of these policies anticipated that at some point our beloved students may be going into very hard situations which may prevent them from doing exams. And they came up with a policy called Agrotech. So once you have missed an exam because of an illness, let's say you're very sick, okay, and you're unable to attempt an exam, please don't worry. There is a policy to that, and I'm going to dissect it in detail. If you have lost someone, a very close relative, or any other reason that our management deems fit, then we can allow you to apply for what we call Agrotech. So you go and write a letter, okay, to the particular faculty dean that you belong to, requesting for a special exam called Agrotech. And in the letter, you put the reason and say, I was unable to sit for this exam because maybe I was sick, and you attach proof of your sickness, maybe a medical form, okay? And that medical form, if you are treated from Iganga, our university hospital has to endorse that. But also, if, for example, you lost your mom, God forbid, then we shall require you, while you're writing, to seek for permission to do this special exam called Agrotech, that you attach a death certificate. So that is very, very important. Remarking. We also have a guideline on remarking. You could have done an exam, and when the results come back, you feel that what you scored is not what you should have scored. You read and read, and you expected a 90, but when the results come back, you have a 55. This university is very flexible. They give you a right to apply for what they call a remark. So this remark, you write a letter through your dean to the DVC saying that in this particular course unit, I scored this mark, but I feel I should have scored this. And you even justify, why do you think you should have scored a 90? And then you're also required to pay a fee for remarking, because you know the university has to get another person to remark that paper, among other things. So you write that letter, but also pay an amount for remarking. Now, finally, graduation. You have gone through this whole system. The last part of your stay here is graduation. At the end of your course, you'll graduate, and you'll be awarded with a certificate and a transcript. But for you to graduate, friends, and I hope that all of you, after 3 years, after 4 years, you'll be able to graduate. We pray to God that everyone that has been admitted, everyone who is watching me now, reaches that point of graduation. So you'll be required to present all your receipts of payment. Okay, you'll be required to clear with all university offices. So as you pay for your tuition this semester, please do not lose that bank slip, that pay slip, because at this point of graduation, we shall need evidence that you cleared all our tuition right from your first semester. So I will advise you to get a file where you keep your pay slips, so that in your third year, in your fourth year, as you're exiting the university, you just get your file and take it to the relevant office and say, this is proof that I have paid all your money. Otherwise, I want to once again congratulate you upon being admitted to that particular program in Uganda Christian University. I wish you a blessed stay. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day.